What's up, guys? Jackrippzz back here with another video. This video is actually for the new channel I'm going to be a part of, the collabo channel known as Horoscope 101. Woo woo! So happy to be here, guys. Just got back from the hospital a few hours ago. You can actually probably hear my son in the background crying, but you know what? I don't care. I'm happy that he's here, and I'll be more than happy to hear him cry. So hopefully he gets all the crying out before I have to go to sleep, though, because back to work tomorrow. I actually worked yesterday. He was born Sunday and worked yesterday. So, anyways, that's that. This week is Zombie Week. I picked my movie out right when they asked me to become part of the channel, and it was pretty easy for me because I had never seen it, and that's The Dead Next Door. I really did enjoy this movie. It actually took me about 3 times to watch it all the way through because I was trying to watch it up at the hospital, and I just couldn't make it through. I was just too tired. My wife was tired. She would fall asleep. I'd fall asleep. And it was pretty brutal. Sorry, guys. I'm looking over there at my little son over there just crying. But anyways, yeah, The Dead Next Door is made by J.R. Bookwalter. I think that's his name. Yeah, J.R. Bookwalter. He did this. He also did Witch House 2 and Witch House 3, which I think they came out in 2000 and 2002 or 2003. And this is from the late 80s, I believe. We're going to say the late 80s. But anyways, there's actually a lot of the people who made The Evil Dead is actually responsible for making this movie as well, making it happen. This is actually a very low-budget movie, but is also referred to as one of the highest-budget movies ever for a Super 8 film. The entire film is made with Super 8. Really good movie, really good zombie flick. It pays a lot of homage to a lot of the classic zombie movies that came before its time. Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead, Evil Dead. And it even goes as far as to name some of the characters from some of them individuals. But yeah, really good movie. It's definitely low budget, but I really did enjoy it. It's fast paced. Has a lot going on, pretty good atmosphere, and it has a very Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead type of feel to it. Sorry about that, guys. Had to hand her the passy. Anyways, yeah, The Dead Next Door, definitely check it out if you're a zombie fan. If you're a fan of Romero's zombie movies, it definitely pays a whole lot of homage to them. Actually, the whole opening of the movie is a zombie going into a video store and returning some VHS tapes, which I think they are Dawn of the Dead, maybe Day of the Dead, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Evil Dead. It's a zombie returning these tapes, and it's quite funny. But there was a few things. Now, I did do some research on the movie after I watched it, actually a couple of minutes ago. There's a couple of scenes where I could have sworn I heard Bruce Campbell talking. I would have bet money on it was Bruce Campbell's voice. And I actually didn't know that Sam Raimi or anybody had anything to do with the movie. I just knew that it was The Dead Next Door, low-budget gore fest from the late 80s, mid-80s. And I actually got reading on Rotten Tomatoes and a couple other websites, trying to read into it a little bit and find out a little bit more, that Bruce Campbell actually did some of the voiceover in this movie for a couple of the characters, including the main character, which was played by Pete. Oh, I can't remember his name. Anyways, the main character in this movie, there's a couple of times where his voice actually changes, and it sounds a lot like Bruce Campbell's voice because it is Bruce Campbell's voice. And there's actually a character named Raimi. Well, that's actually the main character's name. That's what his name was Raimi. Pete plays Raimi, which, of course, after Sam Raimi, kind of paying homage there to Sam from The Evil Dead, as well as you have a character named Carpenter, you have a character named Dr. Savini, so you can kind of just tell some of the throwbacks and some of the homages to a lot of the big names in the horror community. On top of that, you actually have Scott Spiegel playing a small role in the beginning of the movie, which was quite amusing. I'm a fan of Scott Spiegel. Of course, I love Intruder, so it was definitely fun seeing him turn into a zombie. That was definitely neat. This is definitely a different approach to zombie making. Zombie filmmaking, because it's a mix between a serious tone and a very, very funny tone. There is a lot of laugh out loud scenes in this movie. There was a couple times I caught myself laughing, even when it wasn't supposed to be funny. But the one thing I did love about this movie, they have a character named Reverend Jones, and from the get-go, as soon as I saw this guy, he reminded me of Jim Jones from Jonestown, and you guys should know what I'm talking about. And the characters play just like what you would have pictured Jim Jones in real life, and I think that was kind of what they were going for. And I did read a couple things online a few minutes ago where people were pointing that out as well. And he of course is a leader of a Christian cult, and from there they're kidnapping zombies and storing them in a basement and doing bizarre sacrifices with humans, and they think of course it's all because God's sent down this virus and infected a bunch of people. But basically what you have here is a Day of the Dead type of film, maybe Dawn of the Dead type of film. The movie starts off, picks up after the outbreak has already started, half the world's taken over, and the government sets in place what they call a zombie squad, and of course they're a group of police officers that are pretty inexperienced, but they go around and they try to take out these zombies and find civilians. And of course along the way a lot of them get turned into zombies themselves, and there's actually a couple of scenes in this movie that were really funny. There's a lot of gore in this movie, a lot of good gore. Yes, it is low budget, it is cheap, but the effects are done practically and they're done very well. So Dead Next Door, I definitely recommend if you can pick it up. I bought this brand new not too long ago. It is out of print, but it's still fairly easy to find. You can order it off Amazon for pretty cheap used, but it's definitely worth picking up. There's a lot of good scenes in this movie. I definitely enjoyed it. Yes, the acting is very shady in some parts, but it adds to the character of the movie, in my opinion. There is a lot of one-liners and stuff that are pretty hilarious. There's a part where one of the main characters gets turned into a zombie towards the end, and some of the stuff that he says along the way while he's a zombie, as a talking zombie, is just unreal. I was laughing. I actually caught my wife laughing a couple of times while she was trying to take a nap. But yeah, it's definitely got a Romero throwback feel to it, mixed in with a little bit of Return of the Living Dead and a little bit of the Evil Dead at the same time, to me anyways. It's like I said, it's shot on 8mm. It's got a very grainy look to it, but that definitely adds to the character of the movie. I did enjoy this movie. I'm going to put it right up there with some of my favorites. This might be one in my top 10 favorite zombie movies of all time. It was really good. I could probably watch this movie often. That's how much I did like it. It definitely deserves a place on my shelf back here behind me. But anyways, guys, that's The Dead Next Door. Once again, guys over at Horoscope, thank you so much for letting me be a part of the channel. It's pretty awesome. But that's my review. I also have a couple more reviews coming up. I'm going to do one on Bad Dreams. That'll be over on my channel. But anyways, this is for Horoscope 101. I'm not sure what next week is. I've been kind of out of it since I've had my son. But it's time to get back in the ball game. Get these reviews pumping out, get some of these updates and stuff pumping out. But anyways, guys, like I said, once again, thank you so much for tuning in. This is my first video for Horoscope, and I'm looking forward to many more in the future. But anyways, this is Jackrippzz. Peace.